before we get to all of that, we have big breaking political news, which, to be honest, could be straight out of a Hollywood playbook, to be honest. Home Secretary Suella Braverman is out, but you'll never guess who's back in. Drum roll, please. David Cameron. Yes, guys, he is back, but this time as Foreign Secretary. Janet, did this surprise you this morning? Because it definitely shocked me.
It did surprise me, but then there is a kind of insane logic to it, because if you think that Keir Starmer has secretly been getting advice, well, not so secretly, from Tony Blair, because Keir Starmer must get elected, he's desperate to get elected, and he's realising that to get elected, he's got to move to the centre ground. Now, Rishi, you might say he took too long to sack Suella Braverman because she was blatantly not a team player, and it all looked like she was making statements that were designed to appeal to the kind of right wing of the Tory party. They're not the kind of thing that's going to get them elected, in my opinion. And I think that Rishi Sunak belatedly has shown the steel in a man, and he's worked out that to get elected the next time around, the Tories have got to come across as a bit nicer, a bit more smooth and emollient, and there's no one better than that than David Cameron.
Does it feel a little bit like, I don't know, by bringing David Cameron back, it's sort of a grown-up who has lots of experience, which is something that they were perhaps lacking within the cabinet. So he's like there as almost like a stately figure to sort everything out that's sort of gone a little bit awry over the past few years. Because when you sort of have a look, I was looking on Twitter, which is always, or X it is now, it's really good for sort of looking at that immediate reaction to it. And a guy called Christensen said, the UK Prime Minister, who became Prime Minister after the previous Prime Minister resigned in 2022, who became Prime Minister when the PM before her resigned in 2022, who became PM when the PM before him resigned in 2019, announces that the PM who resigned before all of them in 2016 is now Foreign Secretary. We've gone through a lot politically in this country in the past few years. So do you feel as though Cameron is a face of stability?
I feel that he plays well with a lot of... He will appeal to a lot of Tory voters, and he'll appeal to Middle England, and it's all about how to win the next election. He's not going to say anything that's going to really embarrass Rishi Sunak. He's too diplomatic for that. You might say, why has Rishi appointed someone to the job who's already done his job before him? But I think it's been realistic. What's really interesting, it means now that the most strident voices in the Tory party are Liz Truss and Suella Braverman, and they're on the back benches and they're both plotting like mad. But in my book, I don't think either of them could win the next election.
But could one of them perhaps make a late arrival into the jungle, because they announced the lineup later on?
Oh, wouldn't it be fantastic?
It does free up Suella.
Yeah, now, I was going to ask... Yeah, it frees up Suella to go in the jungle, but Nigel Farage has just arrived in Brisbane overnight, and I've seen pictures of Nigel Farage looking very dapper, you know, ready for anything, as long as he's got a fag break every 2 minutes. And what would you do if you were in the jungle this year with Nigel Farage? I
think it would be even harder and even more difficult than it was last year.
Because you had Matt Hancock. I mean, love me, Matt. You know, he would do anything for people to love him. But I don't think Nigel Farage is like that. I mean, I've met him loads of times. I've had conversations with him.
Judy's face.
Nigel Farage says it how it is. I don't agree with him, but he's good for an argument.
I think we should just get to the point. They need to make this into a sitcom because it's a mess. Do you know what I mean? Like, where has David Cameron been? He disappeared. He looks forever tan, so you know he's living the best life in some Caribbean country. He's back again. Suella, I'm surprised it took so long to sack her, move her on, whatever word you want to call, because she said some stuff that has been very controversial and upsetting to a lot of people. But this is just a drama. If we need a reality TV show, let's just watch our government at the moment, because it's a mess, OK?